Welcome to Dream. Scarlet's dreamy journey to Snowland. The moon shone softly through Scarlet's window, casting silver beams across her bed. She snuggled beneath her warm, fluffy blankets, her eyelids growing heavier with every passing moment. As she sighed a sleepy sigh, a whispering breeze danced through her room, carrying her away into a dreamland of glistening snow and shimmering stars. Scarlet opened her eyes and found herself standing in a land covered in sparkling white snow, stretching as far as she could see. The air was crisp but gentle, and tiny snowflakes twirled in the sky like floating feathers. A soft giggle echoed in the distance, and when Scarlet turned, she saw a tiny elf with twinkling eyes and a woolly hat, waving at her excitedly. "Welcome to Snowland, Scarlet," the elf chirped. "I am Finn, the keeper of dreams." Scarlet felt warm inside despite the cold. "Snowland?" she murmured, rubbing her mittens together. "It's beautiful." Just then, a jingling sound filled the air, and from behind a cluster of ice-blue trees, a reindeer cart appeared, led by two majestic flying horses with manes that shimmered like silver threads. Scarlet's eyes widened in wonder as the cart stopped before her, and Finn gestured toward it. "Come! The Snow Queen is waiting." Scarlet climbed into the cart, the cushioned seat soft and welcoming. With a gentle jolt, the reindeer and flying horses lifted into the sky, gliding smoothly through the fluffy clouds. Below, rivers of frozen silver glowed beneath the moonlight, and tiny houses made of snow and ice twinkled like stars. The air was filled with the softest, most peaceful hum, as though the land itself was singing a lullaby. They soon arrived at a grand clearing, where an enormous castle of ice and snow stood tall, its towers stretching toward the sky, glistening like crystal. Scarlet gasped at its beauty. She stepped down from the cart, and her boots made the softest crunch against the snow-covered ground. A figure emerged from the castle, her gown flowing like a river of ice, her hair silver as moonbeams. The Snow Queen smiled warmly at Scarlet. "You have a gift, dear child," she said in a voice as gentle as falling snow. "Snowland has been waiting for you." Scarlet blinked. "A gift?" The Snow Queen raised her hand, and suddenly, the snow beneath Scarlet's feet began to glow. A tingling sensation rushed through her fingers, and as she raised her hands, tiny sparkles of ice formed at her fingertips. The snow around her responded, swirling and rising, shaping itself into glimmering frost and delicate sculptures. "You can shape the snow," Finn whispered in awe. "You are a snow weaver." Scarlet's heart fluttered with excitement. With a small motion of her hands, she sent a swirl of snow spiraling into the sky, painting the air with soft, glowing snowflakes. The castle itself seemed to respond to her presence, shifting, shimmering, growing taller and more magnificent with each wave of her hands. She spun gently, and the snow rose higher, forming a dazzling new tower of icy beauty. She was building her own snow castle. The elves clapped, the reindeer nuzzled close, and even the wind seemed to cheer. The castle gleamed, its walls reflecting the starry sky, its spires touching the very clouds. Scarlet stepped back, admiring the work of her magic. But as she looked upon the icy wonder she had created, a thought warmed her heart. Snowland was beautiful, but there was something missing, the golden glow of the sun, the warmth that made the snow sparkle and the sky blush with morning light. With a deep breath, Scarlet closed her eyes and lifted her hands once more. "Sun, bring your warmth," she whispered. "Melt the castle, wake the land, and let the world glow." A golden hue spread across the sky. Soft and warm, the sun stretched its golden fingers, melting the icy towers drop by drop. The castle shimmered as it dissolved, turning into sparkling mist that danced in the air. The snow softened, the rivers beneath the ice began to flow, and tiny flowers peeked through the frost. Scarlet smiled as she watched the world shift, feeling warmth seep into her own heart. Her eyes grew heavier, her limbs lighter, and as the castle melted away, so did the last traces of wakefulness. The whispering wind wrapped around her, singing the softest lullaby. Drifting, floating, dreaming. Scarlet sighed, her head sinking deeper into her pillow. The stars above twinkled, the wind whispered goodnight, and as Snowland faded, she slipped into the sweetest, most peaceful sleep. The dreamland had done its work. Good night, Scarlet. Sleep well.